fashion lovers, welcome to Fun Fashion YouTube channel. In today's tutorial we'll be learning how to cut and sew this simple corporate gown using basic bodice block pattern. If this is what you want to learn how to cut and sew, then you need to watch this video till the end. So this is the basic bodice block of a gown, okay? So I have gone ahead to extend the length to a 3/4 length. All right, so I've also marked the shoulder to knee line. So what I'm going to do is to come to this knee line because I want my gown to have pencil look. So I don't want it to be a straight gown down, so I'm going to come to the knee line and measure 1.5 out from the hip measurements. Okay, remember we took the hip measurements down. If you don't know how to draft this basic bodice block, full scale block for a gown, you can check out the video on how to draft it. I'll leave the link to the video in the description box. Okay, so just come in here by 1.5 and connect from this hip line to that 1.5 that you have marked to create a pencil look. Okay, like so. So I'm going to come to the full length and measure what I have here. I have 8.5, so I'm going to go in a little bit depending on how much pencil you want it to have. You can decide to take these measurements down. For me, I want mine to have more pencil look, so I'm going to be taking 7 inches here since I have 8.25 on the knee line. So I'm going to be taking 7 inches down, okay, so that I can have more pencil look. Okay, so I'm going to go to the back and do the same thing. So I'll come in by 1.5 here on the knee line and connect to the hip line. Okay, you can decide to come in here by 2 inches or 1, depending on how much pencil you want your gown to have. So I'll come to the full length and mark 7. You can mark more depending on the measurements you have here. I just want it to have more pencil look. Okay, so this is it. So I'll come to the neckline. I want to be taking 6 inches down, okay, and I will maintain the basic neckline. Okay, and connect to the neck measurement. So we are going to cut now. As you're cutting, make sure that you are cutting exactly on the marked line. Don't cut before or after the line, okay? Also trim off that 0.75 that we marked for the zipper to lay flat. After cutting, this is what you have. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to place my pattern on the fabric, okay, and add allowances. So the next thing you may want to do is to cut the darts open, okay, so that you can be able to trace out the darts. I'm going to come to the waistline and also cut my darts open. We cut off these darts so that we can be able to trace the darts on our fabric. If you have other methods of tracing your darts, you can go ahead and do that. So this is what you're going to have. Okay, so I'm going to place it on fabric. Okay, so this is the fabric I'm going to be using for this project. Fold your fabric into 2 and place the front pattern. Okay, make sure that the front pattern is on fold because you don't want to have joining at the front, and pin them down like so, like you see me doing in the video. Make sure that all the edges are smooth and straight. So what I'm going to do now is to start adding all the allowances. Okay, so this is the side. I'm going to be adding 1 inch by the side because I'm working with a very stretchy fabric, so I don't want it to have so much allowances. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to come to the waistline and draw out the line. and come to the hip line as well and draw out the horizontal line. I'll come to the knee line, draw out the horizontal line. Then I'll be adding my 1 inch on the lines so that it will be easy for me to connect. Okay, right. I'll also come to the hip line and mark the 1 inch and connect. Okay, like so. So I'll come here as well and measure the 1 inch and connect. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing for the back. Draw out all the lines so that it will be easier for me to connect all the points. Then I'll mark 1 inch here, 1 inch here, 1 inch here, and 1 inch here. So after adding 1 inch by the side, I'm going to be adding ½ inch at the armhole area, at the shoulder line, as well as the neckline. Okay. So for the zipper area, this is the center back. That is where my zipper is going to be. I'm going to be marking 0.75 for the zipper allowance. You can add more allowance to the slit if you are having a flap at the back, but for me, I'm going to be having an open slit. Okay, so I'm going to be taking the 0.75 down. We are done with the allowances. Next thing to do is to cut. So after cutting, this is what you're going to have. Okay, what I'm going to do now is to trace out the darts. To trace out the darts on the fabric, all you have to do is to use your tailor's chalk and mark on those openings, okay, those dart openings that we have created on the paper. So what we are going to do now is to notch the side darts, okay, so that we can mark the other side. Okay, can you see? So we'll get a pin and hold the nipple points, okay, so that we can use it to know the nipple points of the other side. Okay, so you turn to the back. So this is the nipple point. You connect that point, okay, and also connect that other point. So we have our side darts ready. For the other side, we'll do the same thing for the waist darts. So we'll hold the nipple point and hold the side, okay, as well as this point, okay, and we flip to the other side so we can use our pins to mark the darts, okay, for the other side, okay, and use the pins as a guideline. Okay, go ahead and trace out the darts for the back as well, okay, using the pin as guideline. All right, so what we are going to do next is to hold them together and go over to the sewing machine now and stitch them together. Okay, so we are going to go over to this sewing machine now and sew our darts down. You may need to also hold the front darts together with a pin so that it will be easier for you to sew. Also note that you are not supposed to sew your darts to the bust point, okay, so that the two darts does not meet. Okay, so just come down by like ½ inch on the bust point area. If you want to make this easier for you to sew, you can just go to your ironing board and press it down. Okay, make sure that the lines are both equal, and then you press it down. This will be able to make the fabric relax so that it will be easy for you to sew. Okay, so I have gone ahead to sew the darts down. Can you see on the chalk line? Okay, this is what it looks like after stitching. This is the back. Okay, and this is the front. Can you see? Okay, after stitching your darts, you give it a good press. So I've given mine a good press so that everywhere can lay flat. I have also installed the zipper. Okay, using the 0.75 inches I added as the zipper allowance, I have installed the zipper. So I had to infuse gum stay on the fabric because my fabric is stretchy, so I just wanted it to be stable. I have also closed the slits. Look at the slits. Okay, so what we are going to do now is to go and turn the neckline. So I've cut the pieces that I want to use for the interfacing of the neckline. Okay, and for the front as well, I have cut interfacing for the front neckline. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the sewing machine now. I use that ½ inch that I added to the neckline to stitch and turn the interfacing. Okay, so because of the fact that my fabric was no longer enough, as I used 1.5 years for this project, I noticed that my fabric was no longer enough for the sleeves, so I just had to join to be able to get the sleeve. Okay, so I went ahead to mark the basic sleeve. If you want to learn how to make this basic sleeve, tell me in the comment section so that I can get you a video on how to draft basic sleeve. So I'll go over to the machine now and turn the neck as well as fix the sleeve. Okay, so I have turned the neckline with the interfacing. Okay, this is what it looks like. I have also fixed the sleeves. Okay, can you see? I have fixed the sleeves. I just had to join them together, also giving it a good press. So this is what it looks like. Okay, I have also stitched the hole that I made here, and I've given it a good press. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do now is to pin them together so that we can join them with that 1 inch side seam allowance that we have added. So go ahead and pin the front and the back together like you see me doing in the video. Okay, as you are pinning, make sure that they are both equal. Okay, so you have to pin the other side as well. So all you have to do is to make sure that they are equal here. Okay, so after pinning, what we are going to do next is to start marking the 1 inch side seam allowance that we have added. Okay, Mark the side seam allowance, which is 1 inch that we have added, and connect with your French curve so that you can be able to have a very good curve. Okay, mark on the other side that you have pinned as well, okay, and connect with your curve. So the next thing we are going to do now is to go over to the sewing machine and stitch from this point down to the hemline, okay, on both sides, okay, as well as stitch the sleeves. Okay, use the 1 inch allowance that we have added to the sleeve and stitch the sleeves. So I'm also going to hem the hemline with the 2 inches that I've added. When I'm done stitching, I'm going to also hem the hemline. So after joining the sides, this is what it looks like. Okay, I have also joined the sleeves, okay, as well as hem the hemline. Okay, all right, so this is it. So you flip to the front. So this is what we have. So now our basic bodice gown is ready. All I have to do now is to go over to my ironing board and give it a good press, okay, so that everywhere will be so neat and relaxed. Okay, don't forget to hit on the subscribe button. If you have not subscribed, turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a new tutorial. See you in the next video.